Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for joining along for another live stream. OMG. So, yes, I am making this live stream very early in the day, comparatively speaking. Usually, I make my videos my time zone in the afternoon or early evening because that's just the time that I usually find free. However, I have made special considerations for the timing of this live stream because it's just so goddamn hot in Canada. It's, I believe, close to 30 degrees Celsius with the humidex right now, hot and muggy. But I mean, yesterday it was 40 degrees Celsius with the humidex, aka 104 Fahrenheit. It's boiling here in Canada. I'm dying. So I am trying to find the coolest moment of the day that we can get this live stream business going on because I have to have my blinds shuttered. I've got my PlayStation with a fan. I don't have a fan. I have sacrificed the fan for my PlayStation because my PlayStation keeps on overheating. Oh my word. And did you know that there is bonus XP within Mortal Kombat 1? This weekend only. Woo! Crap. I mean, like, I don't understand who's playing for the bonus XP. I mean, you might, but it's such a short-term event. 2 days, well, 3 days this weekend. Today, Saturday, and Sunday. But also, like, what are you supposed to do if you already have all the character mastery? Profile XP? Profile XP sounds so stupid. No, thank you. Oh, this game. Oh, this game is so crap. And I had a special request. A special request from my dear brother. You know who you are. But he asked me to take a little look-see at what's going on with the current Paris Olympics. Because apparently there is some connection between the quote-unquote women's boxing event at the Paris Olympics and Mortal Kombat 1. Yes, we may have already been given a roster filled with Imani Khalifs and Lin Yutings. If you are unfamiliar with these names, so was I. We are going to be learning about these things together. As you may know, I do enjoy the discussion of gender here at the Jaded Rabbit because it's just so fascinating to me. I used to volunteer at an LGBT outreach center, and they taught us about the acronym back in the day. So the acronym back in the day was LGBTQQIAA2S plus. I think I got it. LGBT kind of makes sense. QQ was queer and questioning. I was intersex. A was asexual. The other A was what? Anonymous. Anonymous glory hole? I don't know. I forget. Asexual and something else that didn't make sense. And 2S plus. That was back in like what, 2005, 2006. We were very progressive here in Canada at the time. But the letters are now just I don't think we had the plus. Now we add the plus to remove some of those letters. But I find it very fascinating because for a game like Mortal Kombat, you know, I'm not like I don't care about like the lore or the history of the game. I care whether or not if the current iteration is giving, if it's giving proper character designs, if it's giving actual single player content, game modes. There are no game modes with Mortal Kombat 1. There are ugly characters everywhere. There's nothing to do. So I try to figure out why is it that we have such ugly creatures like Mania and Manlina, etc. So I just can't deal with it. So I guess like The best and first place to always look is the people who's running the company. So I'm not going to blame Steffi for why there's ugly characters in the game. That's not her job. But I think Steffi is definitely like a symptom of the kind of corporate ideology that goes on at NRS, where it's more important to show off things of diversity, equity, and inclusion so that they can look like the good guys while they're committing fatalities, brutalities, etc. So, like, it kills me to see this poor trans cat. I don't think cats are trans, but you can see that the cat. This is from July 28th. Do you know how hot it was? I can't believe it. So she's okay, like, bless her soul. I know you're trying to make the trans flag, girl, but this blue is not it. You need a pastel. You're killing me. Oh, Steffi. So Steffi loves to take pictures of her pussy and put it on the internet. So you can see lots of pictures of her puss. It's so cute. Right? Oh, and look, she got a nail change. Different colors. Can you imagine the process of just like uncorking each nail polish bottle and doing it one at a time? Because clearly you would not want to have the nail polish bottles all open at one time because then they would dry out quicker. Yes, I used to do nail art design, but this is a little much. Can we not get a coherent color theme? Maybe that's why we don't get proper, like, costumes. No one at NRS understands, like, a color palette, understands a color story, because this is just all of the bad colors. I don't get it. I really don't get it. So yeah, it's interesting to see that NRS is fully all about this. And I mean, if you need further indication, just take a look at Dominic Chiangiolo. He is the one who is responsible for a lot of character design. I blame this guy for a lot of the political pandering that we get. What is... See, like, OMG, he has one repost from Katana fan, and then it's MAGA Republicans. What is he talking about? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why is it look, he's Fox News weird AF weirdos. This is like, how old is Dominic Chianchiolo? He's old. Pictures of him have him with gray hair, and he's like calling people weirdos. I don't get it. That reminds me of like my conversation with Brusque Poet and him saying that looking at Manya's beauty is weird. It's weird that you're looking at how beautiful they are. Yeah, you want beautiful characters. What, you want to play with uglies? Ooh, so many people love uglies. I mean, sure, okay, yes. But America's Next Top Model was a thing. And it still is. So I don't get it. White man tells black journalist his black opponent is not black. What? I'm so confused. What is going on? So roaming the halls of Gen Con. What the F is Gen Con? Gender convention? XX or XY? Yes, ma'am. So we are going to be talking about XXXY today because there's lots of confusion about chromosomes, especially from idiots working at NetherRealm Studios. Like, no one seems to understand chromosomes. Like, calm down, people. Why are they so effing dumb? So this is also what's killing me too, is that these are the guys who are making the game for us that's killed 2 PlayStation 5s. At least for me. They've killed first PlayStation 5 with MK1 and also how much fun it was. Look how much politics shit. Why is there so much politics? I don't get it. Dominic. Let's go back to the cat. I can tolerate the cat. Can't tolerate Dominic. But yeah, having these guys who create games that are unbalanced, untested, detrimental diseases. They're basically an like genital warts for your PlayStation 5. Just get rid of MK1. If you haven't gotten into it, please don't get into it. Stay far away from it. For idiots defending this game or hyping it up. Ooh, you know who's an idiot hyping it up? Feet. And Dynasty. Actually, let's check out True Underlame, because I haven't seen him for a while. But all of these guys making all these videos about all of the 4 minutes of one trailer is like, calm down, no one cares. Ew, the game still sucks. Look, how many did he make? One. Well, he's not as bad as Dynasty. Not True Underlame not being as bad as Dynasty. Well, just in the small frame micro scale of a couple of days. We'll see what happens in the next week. But yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't made as many stupid videos as Dynasty or Feet. Okay, cool. Fabs. Well, let us see what you guys are saying. Do you think that there needs to be more chromosomal abnormalities on MK1's roster? Would love to know. It's just very fascinating. Tammy, wait, I thought there was only male and female gender. Oh no. There is omni-gender, like all of the genders. There's too many, Tammy. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. But I like to believe more so that people are just trying to find ways to make themselves feel unique in an increasingly world like where people can be replaced with AI and robots. They want to be like, oh, well, a robot can never be my fantastic gender or some bullshit, right? I think like in this day and age, it's differentiating yourself from the AI. And if you can have some crazy gender or painted nails on your pussy, then yes, things will be okay. Lol. Brian, hello. I'm at work, and guess who's gonna be listening to the Jaded Rabbits live? Me. Oh, thank you. I mean, like, it's definitely a cooler hour of the day for us to be doing this, so I'm glad. I'm the T1000. I mean the T8000. Yay, T8000. There's XX and XY, but there's XO, XXX, XXY. Yes, very true. So let's take a look-see at some examples of what intersex is if you've never encountered it. So I've actually been following a lady who's very elegant and fabulous. She's from the UK, and she criticizes Meghan Markle, which is all very hilarious and entertaining for me. But this individual was born in Jamaica and identified as a male at birth by the doctor. Because of phenotypic expressions of her chromosomes not leading to a clear discernment of male or female. And historically, there's been more of a push to identify people as males upon these instances because it provides some added social benefits if you're a dude, at least back in the day. So this is interesting. Her name is Lady Colin Campbell. Very cool. I love her. So let's hear what she has to say about being intersex.
Why?
Well, nobody really likes speaking about distressing and unpleasant things. And I think everybody knows I had a really odd upbringing because I was born with a deformity, which meant that I was brought up in the wrong gender. And because I came from a very well-known family, and in those days, even more than nowadays, scandal was the absolutely worst thing, and my father would just absolutely refuse to do anything about it. And so it was very tough.
So just to praise you, you were obviously born a girl, but you had a deformity that somebody somewhere along the line assumed you were a boy.
No. When I was born in 1949, all girls born with a deformity were given the superior sex, which was the male sex.
Right.
Because
okay.
that it was just done because you were a deformity, you were never going to have a life, and in those days it was better to be a man than a woman, and they thought, well, give the child a break.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't a mistake as such?
No, it was the medical policy at the time.
And so at what point, sorry, Andrew, at what point did you decide I'm a girl and I'm not living
well,
the right
I always
life?
knew
Yeah.
that. But in fact, it's funny because within 5 years of my birth, the medical profession had completely done a volte-face, because there's a very famous movie star who has a similar condition to mine, and she was brought up as a girl. And I had a boyfriend whose sister was 6 years younger than me, and she had the identical condition, and she was brought up as a girl. So I was sort of unlucky in some ways, but I preferred to look at it that I was.
It's so complicated. Isn't that so complicated? It's so fascinating as well to think that multiple people with the same condition, she doesn't identify her deformity, as she calls it. But it's fascinating that some of them are brought up as girls, some of them are brought up as boys. But this is not a very typical situation. Yes, it can happen to movie stars and the social elite, but it's not something you typically hear about. But never do you ever really get the feeling that Lady Colin Gamble is not a lady, aside from her boy name, Colin. She never changed it. But being brought up as a boy when you know you have the parts down there, but just, slightly different, must be like emotionally traumatic. But as you can see, she's wearing beautiful jewelry, she's on TV, she's quite okay. But it goes much further than that. There's a whole range of chromosomal abnormalities that may result in this intersex inability to properly define the gender at birth. So here we have Klinefelter syndrome, and I will say that I'm pulling upon memories of grade 11 biology. I was actually special, so I took it in grade 10, but I'm getting vivid memories of learning about these things in grade 10, because I was like, ooh, what the hell is all of this? It was very fascinating. So yes, I don't know what they teach in school nowadays. Actually, I kind of know. They teach children to look at things through the lens of the white male patriarchy. That's also capitalist. You have to fight those things whenever trying to analyze things like Shakespeare. I don't know. It's so stupid. So yes, Klinefelter syndrome is a genetic condition affecting males, and it isn't often diagnosed until adulthood. Klinefelter syndrome may adversely affect testicular growth. Oh my god, is that what Sub-Zero has? Resulting in smaller than normal. He doesn't have any. Maybe he was a eunuch. It's hard to understand Sub-Zero, which can lead to lower production of testosterone. Oh my god, Gaiden. Like, is all of the characters of MK1, are they all of this nature? Because, I mean, if you look at their peen, they don't got them. Like, they got really small ones. So, like, is that also why they look very beautiful and feminine? Like, I think my favorite feminine looking like man, it's got to be either Smoke. I think Smoke looks pretty femmy. I mean, like, and Gaiden, because he looks so pretty. You couldn't tell if he was a boy or a girl. Same goes for Smoke. Unfortunately, all the girls look manly. They're so sorry. But yeah, you can't tell with the boys. They're so cute. But the girls are not cute. It's such a weird dichotomy that we have within the game. But I feel like just reading these things, you can point to the game and say, well, maybe one of them has an extra chromosome, not being mean. Maybe it's about representation. Maybe it's about having as many different parts of the Wi-Fi password that LGBTQQIAA2S plus. It's about having all of them, right? I'm not sure. At least it seems like that would be the MO, given the very extreme leftist ideology coming from Mr. Dominic Cianciolo. So interesting. So we have another example. Have you ever heard of super female syndrome? Very interesting. So there's this one. Super females. I think like these girls, when I was learning this in grade 11, they're like hyper feminine, very, very feminine features. So triple X syndrome, also called trisomy X47XXX, is a genetic disorder that affects 1 in 1,000 females. That's actually pretty common. That's like a better than a drop rate of a shiny Pokemon from like Pokemon. Like you're more likely to run into a super female compared to a shiny Pokemon. Isn't that crazy? So crazy. But yeah, it's very common in some situations that there are these kind of chromosomal abnormalities that result in, I guess, making it unclear as to the doctor how to define the gender at birth. Very fascinating. So I think this is all important, though, if you want to extend this out to the real world. Because all of this is affecting the real world, too, as you can see from the title. It's affecting the Paris Olympics. And much like the Paris Olympics, there's also Oppression Olympics. Oppression Olympics. It's like, who wins the intersectionality? Who's at the top of the pyramid? Who can niche down the most that they can actually have the most correct opinion? So if you're not familiar with this idea, it's basically the more someone can assert their race, gender, sexuality, or other stated issues like chromosomal abnormalities, deformations. If you have all of these things, your opinion actually becomes more and more correct. Very fascinating, and this is how it allows certain people to come out on top on the Oppression Olympics. So I would think like black trans woman, definitely at the top of the pyramid for the Oppression Olympics. But this extends now to current Olympics. So fascinating. So we've got here this fighting situation with Imani Khalif. If you're unfamiliar, Imani Khalif is a boxer from Algeria who made a girl quit from the Olympics. Let me see if I can find this. Okay.
What amazed me about you?
Oh no. There was... Oh yes, here we go. Okay, so you can see that even the UNICEF has nominated this individual to be doing, I guess, some sort of social work on behalf of Algeria and being an intergender individual. So you can see here from these little pictures that there was some controversy because this poor Italian girl, she quit after just 46 seconds. And Apparently, last year for the International Boxing Association, there was a disqualification for this person because she did not qualify as a woman to be fighting against other women. I feel like this kind of situation is so murky. And if this were maybe not this Olympics, but just the Olympics 4 years ago, I don't know where it happened. I'm not an Olympics fan. I more so prefer the Winter Olympics because there's more Canadian representation. We have a lot of snow, and I like figure skating. It's so cute. But this kind of stuff doesn't appeal to me. Especially this one, she's looking exactly like Ashra. I'm getting Ashra body type. That's so sad. Like, I know this body type. It's Ashra or Natara. No boobs, flat, straight. And, like, no hate, but I'm just saying what it is. There's no boobs. It's all very straight up and down, no curves. Look at this one. You can see that she's different. Nothing bad, nothing good about it, just stating plain facts. So it's interesting to see that this is the same kind of, like, design that we got here for... Let's pull her up. Where is she? Ashra. Oh, she's one of the worst for me. Just so ugly. See, it's okay to say it about the fictional characters. The real world people, I reserve judgment. But these characters, why can't we get, like, super females? They're really cute. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying. Do you see the similarities? It's interesting because is this what Dominic Cianciolo was intending with the character designs? Did he want to have intersex representation? Or did he just want really ugly females for killing boners? I don't know. Let me know. This has a personal connection for me, and I'm very familiar in this topic. Oh, very cool, Kara. Lovely that, like, you understand all of this, because I don't understand all of this. I look to you, Kara, for guidance. Yeah, I don't, I think, like, my understanding of intersex probably just comes from the news articles. I've interacted and I've known... I've had, you know, trans individuals in my life, but I've never met anyone who was intersex, which is very interesting. Yeah, the chromosomes have been left out of the debate in favor of things like pronouns. Most people have no clue about these chromosomal variations. I mean, like, I just covered two, Klinefelters and super female, because those were the ones that I understood the most. I think I've met some dudes with Klinefelters. So, I know that. I know that. Oh, thank you, Kara. Have a good day at work. Are you buying KP2 Lamau? Lol Lamau. Okay, so yes. Very fascinating. So let's go back here to this sort of explanation. I mean, it feels wrong when I win in Tekken 8 using their broken mechanics. Does this person not feel bad for using the broken mechanics of Paris Olympics to get a win? Like, this wouldn't have flied 4 years ago, but it certainly is now. Very fascinating. So who is Miss Imani Khalif? So I guess that's her trainer. I kind of like the music. Aw, she's crying. That's like so sad. Poor girlie. Oh, so this is her boxing debut at the... Oh, this was in the 2018 World Championships. Whoa, she's ripped. She's ripped. The other girl is not as as ripped. This does seem kind of unfair for this poor girl. So trouble started in 2023 after she failed gender eligibility tests and was disqualified. I mean, how do you do a gender eligibility test? Just blood testing of testosterone and estrogen levels, like hormonal levels? Or do they pull down the pants and check what's underneath? That seems pretty garish, but you never know. From the Women's World Championships. Look at her. She tried to throw a punch. She's like, I'm throwing one punch. So, based on DNA tests, it was proven that she has XY chromosomes and thus is a biological male. Now, that's a little confusing. That is a little confusing. We are getting this from DNA India News. India don't believe in this. So, maybe they're just like, I'm not sure how accurate this statement is, but if she has XY chromosomes, isn't that just transgender? This is a little confusing. However, as per the International Olympics Committee, since Khalif's passport has female written on it, she is eligible to fight in the women's but what? You could have like non-binary as an official designation for your Mexican passport, and pretty soon here in Canada as well. So if you're like non-binary, like how does that work? What division is for the non-binaries? I feel like at this point, if you are having such a question as to whether these people should be competing against each other, why not create their own tier for competition? Like much like how they have like the Special Olympics. They could also have the Trans Olympics or the Gender Olympics, or alternatively, the Oppression Olympics, which is what we live through every single day. It's very fascinating. Very fascinating. Low standards, I think, of the low standards of the Olympic Committee, accepting whatever on the passport. Earlier, the boxer has also competed in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, where she was eliminated in the quarterfinals. Oh, so it did fly 4 years ago. Wait, that wasn't 4 years ago. Oh yeah, I guess Scary Flu kind of shifted timelines. Wait, many current and former female boxing champions have condemned this ruling. So they're in opposition to the intergender. Yeah, so I'm so sorry. I keep on switching between the terms intersex and intergender. Intersex would be referring to the individual with some sort of abnormality relating to their sex. However, intergender would be like a specific type of wrestling match where a girl and a guy can fight. Intergender fighting is not what the Olympics is about. So I do feel like they should have their own tier. This is very sad too, because the entire fight was just 2 minutes long. Okay, I think it's about to happen here.
Right hook from Carini.
Oh no.
Khalif looking to come.
Wow, what boxing is boring. What the hell are they doing? Why aren't they hitting each other?
And the straight punches to the body of Carini.
So, I'm so sorry, but her frame looks very different from her frame. They just look so different. You might have fooled me into thinking that this one was taking some sort of... Oh, I think that was it. She got a punch to the face. I don't think she liked that. That was probably too much.
That's a lead up from Khalif.
Wow. Okay, yeah, she got a couple of punches to the face there. She's like, fix my head guard, and then she's like, oh no, get me out of here. Aw, poor girlie. So like this is like, I think, very unfair, because like you can see that many of these athletes are not wanting to go through this situation, that they're just having to quit. And I think in the spirit of competition, you shouldn't be trying to make people quit. Like, even with MK1, this is the problem with Shiva. Or not MK1, MK11. This is the problem with Shiva. People were playing Shiva just to make other people quit in Combat League. And I think that's so unsportsmanlike. So terrible. And to have the whole entire system set up to be like this. Just really sad that not even the competitors feel like this is a safe place for them to compete. I know it's boxing and you're probably going to knock out your brains at some point, but you can see the frames of these two individuals completely different. And it's not that they signed up for intergender fighting, which would be completely different standards. But this is not what she signed up for. Poor girl. Okay. Whoa. Poor girl. All right. So this is an article that I got here from independent UK news outlet. So this actually extends further than just Imani Khalif. This actually goes to more questionable genders at the Olympics. So there is another person in the boxing scene at the Paris Olympics called Lin Yu-ting, Taiwan's Olympic boxer who failed a gender eligibility test. So much like Imani, Lin Yu-ting, I guess Yu-ting is also failing her gender test. This is all very fascinating that they're taking these people who normally fail the gender tests and they're allowing them to fight for the first time in the Paris Olympics. So, they go on to say here that Lin, Taiwanese boxer and two-time world champion, will add to the debate, having also been disqualified from the Women's World Championships in New Delhi last year after failing to meet the gender eligibility criteria of the International Boxing Association. So the IOC has decided to overturn those previous decisions because of governance and finance issues. What a wild reasoning to overturn the gender eligibility criteria of the Boxing Association because of finance issues. So that's why we have new definitions of gender, because of money? Okay, because the Olympic body opted to run the boxing competition in Paris itself. So this is very fascinating. Neither Lin nor Khalif identify as transgender or intersex. Fascinating. However, I do believe if you have an XY chromosome, something must be a little bit more male of that individual compared to the typical phenotypic expression of a female with XX chromosomes. Some of the math, some of the science isn't adding up. Just odd. Very odd. So, okay, we learned yesterday that Rachel Dolezal identifies as a black woman. So I got, like, if these individuals choose to identify as a biological female, I guess that's within their right, as Corinne Jean-Pierre would say. She ultimately lost her bronze medal at the same competition in New Delhi last year. Interesting. So she did lose eventually to a biological female. But I think, like, at first glance, if you only see the face, you might be fooled into thinking that this person was a male. So they're calling Taiwan Chinese Taipei, That's so dumb. Call it Taiwan. So, Olympics is all about having intergender fighting and recognizing mainland China as the only China. Ew. Too much politics. So, Lin's gender in spotlight. This is coming from Taiwan. Let's take a little listen, but let's also see what you guys are saying. Bihan, Kanoob Saibot. Shiva was pay to win, the worst example. Yeah, she was terrible. A little late to the discussion, I think. Whatever you say, Lavender, Ashra's ugly. She's effing ugly. I hate Ashra and her flat, boxy body looking like a man. It's terrible. If I wanted that, I'd watch the Paris Olympics. Boxing events. She is not trans or intersex as far as I know. Yeah, same goes for Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal is a black woman. Her name is Nkechi Diallo. Don't tell her otherwise. we have to support each other's delusions now. Right? No? Yes, wonderful. Okay, so let's continue here. Let's see what Taiwan is saying about Taiwan.
Taiwan boxer Lin Yuting is preparing for her first match at the Paris Olympics.
I'm so sorry, but looks like boy.
But ahead of her Friday
Father and son
bout, she's been dragged into a controversy regarding her gender.
Online critics have questioned her eligibility, citing her failure to pass a biochemical test last year.
Taiwan's sports administration defended Lin, saying that critics are unaware of the details of her situation.
Okay, let's hear it.
Harry Potter author.
Not J.K. Rowling. What will it take to end this insanity? A female boxer left with life-altering injuries. A female boxer killed?
J.K. Rowling shared an article from The Guardian, writing, "What will it take to end this insanity? A female boxer left with life-altering injuries. A female boxer killed." The article was about Olympic boxers Isman Khalif from Algeria.
I mean, she looks very boy-like. I don't think that it's fair. Oh no, that would not be fair.
Yeah, and
I would not want to be punched by her. She looks like very tough.
Yuting from Taiwan. Lin shows off her gold at the Hangzhou Asian Games. Prior to 2023,
Ew, Chinese Taipei. Why don't they say Taiwan?
Lin had cleared all gender tests required for competing as a woman. The only instance of controversy in her career was at the 2023 IBA Women's World Boxing Championship in India. Lin was stripped of her bronze just before the awards ceremony due to failing a biochemical test. Lin chose not to appeal the decision.
It's understandable that other athletes might complain to defend their rights. However, outsiders aren't aware of everything concerning her situation.
The sports administration said that Rowling was unaware about the details of the situation and was assuming Lin's gender based on appearance. Famed filmmaker Yang Yaje also defended Lin, writing on social media.
Not based on appearance. If it looks like a man, sounds like a man, it's like a man. I'm not sure.
The world has gone mad. How masculine do you have to look to be considered a man? How feminine do you have to look to be considered a woman? Rowling has long been accused of being transphobic.
Transphobic means you're scared. I don't think she's scared. I don't think J.K. Rowling is scared at all.
Her views have been criticized by LGBTQ+ advocacy groups, as well as several actors from the Harry Potter film series.
We submitted a detailed medical report to the International Olympic Committee and the Asian Olympic Committee, so there is absolutely no problem regarding Lin Yuting's eligibility.
Taiwan's internet users have expressed...
Yeah, but these are the guys who are also bowing down to mainland China, relegating themselves to Chinese Taipei. Why aren't they calling themselves Formosa or Taiwan?
strong support for Lin. Some charge Rowling of attacking women under the guise of women's rights. Lin set to compete in Paris Friday evening. Fans hope she will...
What is this? What does that mean?
...be able to focus...
Some of them had their thumbs up, and I don't get it. What kind of gang is this? What kind of Asian gang? So I do feel like Lin Yutang, it could be like she looks similar to some of these creatures that we've got in MK. It's wild. It's so wild. The resemblances is uncanny. These ladies who have just been reduced compared to their older iterations. It seems like there is a definite trend in character design wanting to make things more masculine. And if you were to shoehorn in that representation for intersex, well, here you go. They're basically all intersex. It's very fascinating. All intersex, all trans. Very, very beautiful. Maybe?
Focus on the match.
So whether or not these characters, these people should be at the Olympics, that's for the Olympics to decide and their competitors. Unfortunately, a lot of people seem to be just walking out on the fights, which doesn't really add to, I guess, the watchability of these games. I think that's what a lot of like female-based games are kind of suffering from. People like to see Lionel Messi, not who trans Lionel Messi. I don't know. Playing the women's league. I don't get it. So yeah, women's sports maybe typically not as entertaining, but I guess there's a lot of eyes on these boxing matches now that there's a dude or dude adjacent characters fighting. But it's hard to tell. I think that Lin Yutang definitely looks manlier than Raiden. Definitely looks manlier than Smoke. Yeah. Yeah. There is this sort of femininity of these guys on the roster that Lin Yutang just does not have. Poor Lin Yutang. So I think that Dominic Cianciolo, he's probably looking at these Olympics thinking, how can we incorporate more of this? How can we put more of this into Combat Pack 2? So, yeah, here he's clearly upset about Trump, upset about Republicans. He loves Kamala Harris. And I'm sure he's just itching to put more into the game. I can't wait for MK2 or MK13 to just be utter crap. I can't wait for it to be utter crap. I can't wait for more people to wake up. Like Jax Briggs says in MK11, get woke. I ain't got centuries for people to get woke. Yeah, very sad. But we need people to get woke to this kind of crazy deception that's happening in Mortal Kombat. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. Leave a like or leave a dislike. Why are you here? You're right. She did look rough. Most people kind of grimaced during her trailer, but for a bit. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yes, I don't care for Ashura. I don't care for a lot of characters on the roster. Don't know how people like them. But yes, please leave a like, leave a dislike, or get the hell out. You've reached the end of the live stream. What are you doing here if you don't like it? Also, please consider joining the fam if you want to find out how to farm all of the things of Mortal Kombat 1. Gotta join. Unfortunately, when I make videos, things get nerfed. Huge shout outs to all of my brothers and sisters, but lots of love to T8000, Brion, Swishbish, love you, Joey, and lots of love for Kara. Thank you, Kara. I'm gonna have to see more about this topic. I'm very fascinated by these investigations into chromosomes. I am not altogether familiar with all of the different types of chromosomal abnormalities, but it's all very fascinating as it falls under the LGBT, apparently. Everything is absorbed by the LGBT. Very cool. Love you guys so much. I'm praying for all of you to have a fabulous day. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.